What's good, YouTube? This your boy Trey, and we back with another video. Today we are reacting to a new YNW Melly release date announcement after the trial delay to 2027. Oh my god. So he probably gonna be released on bond. We don't know yet, but if y'all think they should free Melly, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. Free Melly, bro. Free Melly, bro. He been locked up for too long. Too long. For murders, I don't even think he was, like, you feel me? But they don't got, like, no new, like, suspect that could have shot his friends. They only got him. So it's like you're kind of, I don't know, you're kind of messed up right now. You're kind of fucked.
The YNW Melly retrial has now been delayed. However, the judge shared new information on Melly being released on a bond. It begins when it was announced YNW Melly's double retrial has now been postponed once again. During a hearing on Friday, August 8th, the 4th District Court of Appeals granted a stay in the case, allowing time to consider a motion by the state's attorney's office. The stay means the trial will not begin in September and has now been pushed back into January of 2027. This is very interesting.
God dang. I'll be 21 by then. Wait, 2027. That's like 2 years though. No, I'll be 20, bro. By the time his trial push up, I'll be 20. That's crazy.
As the judge only a few weeks ago said this in court.
Not disputing that.
So I don't know what else I can do at this point. You've asked me to press pause on all these motions. I'll press pause. I'm not going to move this trial date. This trial is going forward in September. So if these motions are heard next month, or they're heard in March, or they're heard in August, or they're heard contemporaneously during his trial, which again would not be the most ideal way to do things. If that's what ends up happening, that's what ends up happening. But the one thing I can tell you is not going to happen is someone that has been in custody for 2,160 days, his trial is not going to be delayed under any circumstance. So that being said, what else would you like me to do this for?
Well,
as the judge said that he'll refuse the trial ever being delayed, but then fast forward a month later and it being delayed anyway, seems very corrupt. But this happened for 3 reasons, which Melly's lawyers can use to their advantage for a bond release. To understand when, it's important to know how and why the prosecutors delayed it. The prosecutors want to bring in new evidence against Melly to make sure he's found guilty in the retrial. One piece of evidence they want to use is this Facebook post to YNW Melly with Young Thug, trying to confirm that Melly is a part of the Red Street team just like Young Thug is.
Same thing, we used to be slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with Mr. Dennis has big D hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see with individuals again. I'm assuming that's also Young Thug.
Oh yeah, if y'all didn't know YNW Melly was YSL, yes he was. He was fucking with Young Thug heavy. Like Young Thug and YNW Melly, I don't think they have a collab neither. I don't think they have a collab, but they was messing with each other heavy. If y'all go check histories, they was messing with each other heavy.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
As YNW Melly's even made an effort in court trying to tell his lawyers to just let them use the evidence. He doesn't care. The news wrote, today's hearing marks the first time Melly publicly went against his legal team's advisement in open court, where Melly was seen yelling at his lawyers to just let them use the evidence.
yes, sir. Against our advice, our client wants to proceed.
You object to their request for me to determine this automatic stay.
Based upon what our client has instructed us, yes, sir.
Those inside of the courtroom overheard what Melly said. He said, in quote, "I don't care. I'm not in no gang. They can't prove it."
I'm aware that 924-071 call for an automatic stay while
they were aggravators. They go to membership in a gang. There are things that the jury would have to find before going into penalty.
Not aggravated, that's the death penalty.
Sorry.
Aggravated, that's the enhancement itself, Your Honor. That's charged. He was charged in committing the for the president, which is an aggravator in terms of the guilt.
something that they would have to find by way of an interrogatory.
Yes.
While Melly doesn't care if they use that evidence against him, it's the other evidence which raises a massive issue. They want to use this new piece of evidence found by an ex-O Block member who snitched out on YNW Melly. Before King Von passed away and Melly was arrested, the two were very close friends. However, King Von told people in O Block that YNW Melly asked him for a favor. He wanted advice on how to deal with people and how to get rid of them.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people can say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put that, bro? Well, out the bam, I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As now the prosecutors will have 2 years to make sure this evidence is usable against Melly, and if they do, he will be done. But what's even worse is that Melly has a second court case. In case you haven't been keeping up with YNW Melly's cases, he's now involved in one more, which has charges of life in prison. The only reason that Melly was not found guilty in his first trial was due to his girlfriend Mariah Hamilton escaping the United States and not testifying. However, she just tried coming back into the country and she was arrested.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
She only lasted a few days inside of jail, where she was then able to make a deal with the judge, saying that if you agree to testify against Melly, you're free to go. She accepted it instantly, making it the worst news possible for YNW Melly. She confirmed it, writing on Facebook, "Into my village, thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine." Why the prosecutors need Mariah is because there is disturbing evidence in Mariah's iCloud account which relates to Melly forcing her to not testify in trial. This is known as witness tampering. Melly used the jail phone to call her many times, saying to leave the United States. This carries a life sentence in prison, regardless if Melly actually did the crime to sack chaser and juvie.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Ooh, I'm gonna need to get some gloves. The Trinity Comics exclusive. Deadpool, Wolverine.
The witness tampering case would be separate from his existing case of sack chaser and juvie's passing. There's also a world where he is found innocent in that case, but found guilty in the witness tampering and still goes to prison for life. As the concerning part is, due to him witness tampering with jail phones, he hasn't been allowed to use a phone for over 3 years. It got so bad that his mother, Jamie King, even did an interview exposing the county jail for not allowing Melly to use a phone or look at his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
This means the evidence is true that Melly was using a jail phone to commit witness tampering. They wouldn't just keep him off of the jail phones if they didn't have the evidence to back it, or else that would start a massive lawsuit against the county jail. Due to this, Jamie King would then reveal she is absolutely heartbroken for her son. She feels helpless because he's not even being treated like a human inside a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This, however, got a lot of media attention, especially from people in the rap industry, as Charleston White would react, saying that this is what YNW Melly should be living like. He shouldn't just get special treatment because he's a famous rapper.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated. When you done chose to play.
But see, Charleston White, we don't know if he did it or not. We don't know if he did it or not. I mean, by me, I know he did it. Because they don't got no other suspect to put in custody except for you. So, Charleston White, I said his name wrong. Charleston White is not wrong. He should be mistreated. If you take a life, you should be mistreated. You should be treated how you was treated in that life you took. You feel me? It's not like, you feel me? It's just the consequence and the karma that's coming back on you.
Somebody.
This would also get the attention of Boosie, who would speak on the stress that Jamie King has been going through.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
As with Mariah going against YNW Melly, things get even worse from here. The trial had to be delayed because they also now have YNW Bortland on their side as well. It started when the judge announced that Melly will be tried with Bortland in the next trial, whenever it is.
Mr. Henry is going to remain separate trial September the 10th at 9 o'clock with Mr. Devins, pending whatever future motion that I may hear. I'm in another capital case right now. I have 4 hearing dates left available between now and September the 10th. I gave the parties those 4 days. And I'm holding all those dates and times open only for these 2 defendants. So anything that you need is below. Okay.
As the news wrote, at the beginning of Wednesday's hearing, Judge Martin Fiend, Bortland's attorney, said, "So Mr. Haddad, for the time being, Mr. Henry is going to remain set for trial in September with YNW Melly. However, this is moved to whenever the next trial is, as this couldn't be worse for YNW Melly, and let me explain. The relationship between Bortland and Melly have completely fell through, especially when the news wrote, a no communication order has been filed in the YNW Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortland completely separate, no talking, no lawyer talk, just silence, as the prosecutors will force Bortland to snitch by trying Melly and him together.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial. The penalty phase only if Melly is found guilty.
If Bortlen knows that he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't physically be able to sit there and just take life in prison to the chin, making it extremely likely he'll then point the finger against Melly, just like Melly did against Bortlen in the first trial. Bortlen and Melly have not talked to each other since this happened, when on the first day of trial, Melly's lawyer tried pinning this against Bortlen.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. And you don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having the phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
Melly's own lawyer revealed Bortlen was the one lying to the feds and that he was the one with powder residue on his hands, with also mentioning he was the last one with Juvie and Sack Chaser when they passed. He even went as far as to bringing a forensic scientist that covered the passings to go into further detail of Bortlen having the powder residue.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of powder residue and two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of powder residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was powder residue present on the hand.
The world's greatest superhero forced himself on my mother. That's how I was born.
Now, Bortlen did not like this at all, which is why when Melly's mistrial was declared, a report shared, YNW Bortlen tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting a deal. But what's even more concerning is that Bortlen has every reason to snitch against Melly due to what was found inside of his home.
Melly's co-defendant YNW Bortlen was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortlen, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Dimmons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortlen allegedly tampered with the witness.
As it would be announced by Bryson Paul, here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of YNW Bortlen's home last week, as filed into the Broward clerks. We're on the first day of trial, where Bortlen was able to see the jury as he was sitting in the stands. He went home and wrote down a description of what they looked like. As right before Melly's lawyers started throwing incriminating evidence against Bortlen, it looked like he was getting ready to slide for Melly on these jurors if they found him guilty.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortlen, how the you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Holy shit! Like, come the f on! It's like doing them and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro! Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. Like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
Having Bortlen on their side will also answer a very important question, which is what is the context of what happened only 3 hours after the crime occurred? Where only 3 hours after the crime happened, Melly was filmed dancing in a parking lot with YNW Bortlen like nothing just happened.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning.
He's still out here being very positive. Turn still. Hey! But no, still turn. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
And also an answer as to why YNW Melly left the rap studio early, went into the back left seat of the Jeep they were driving in, sat there waiting for the other three to get inside of the car.
Excuse me, you able to see? Yes, all right.
As if they can get an answer on that to confirm the court document that reads, the direction of bullets traveling left or right in the car supports the claim that they originated from the back left seat where Melly was positioned, would make YNW Melly look extremely guilty. As you need to remember, YNW Juvie's mother already confirmed he was there.
Can you state your name? Your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
Thomas' mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
But I want you to comment if you believe Melly is guilty or not.
I don't think YNW Melly gonna be getting out, but if you do, pray for him, pray for his mother, pray for his little brother, and rest in peace the 2 people that died, man. I keep forgetting their names. I got bad memory, but rest in peace. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.